Hello students and welcome to the channel, although you've probably seen it already. Today we are celebrating 50,000 subscribers, so I'm not really going to teach you very much in this lesson, but I am going to talk about the channel as a whole, what it was like starting the channel, how I run the channel to a general degree, and what's happening with the channel and what are my plans for the future. So let's get right on into it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm at the main channel page here, youtube.com/lessons on the web. I'm going to take a look back, way back to the first video I ever made, which was the introduction video, so scrap that. But the first real lesson I made, which actually is over 1 million views now, is how to read sheet music, which is actually one of my most popular videos for a long time. I do have some videos now that are growing a little bit faster than this one, but this one, I just happened to get it right away with this first lesson. And that kind of brings me to the point of, like, how did I think of the channel and what was my goals with the channel in the beginning? Well, my goals with the channel in the beginning was that I noticed that there were some lessons on YouTube at the time that were talking about 2013, like April 2013. And I noticed there was lessons on there by teachers like Leiper, and I think the piano violin tutor was around already as well. But I noticed that like there really weren't any complete series for beginners, for people looking to learn piano. There were just lessons that kind of went out sporadic, and they were a little bit hard to follow in my opinion. So my goal with the channel in the beginning was just to make the Learn to Play Piano series, which is actually a little bit too long. I think there's 50 some lessons in it, where I walk you through how to play the piano. So let's get back here. Okay, bad weather. Okay, just reading through a couple of comments here. All right, you're very welcome, everybody. You're welcome, very welcome, Jeff. Let's see. FX says, hello, going to start playing the piano next month. Really love your channel. Even though I don't actually play it. Well, it's great that you found the channel. I think it'll be a big help. We'll talk about the playlist maybe a little bit later in this video. Looks like we have a lot of new and returning students, which I think is just awesome. So, like I always say, you're always welcome back anytime. And if you're looking for, when we're going to do real lessons again, that's just on Sunday. So 2 days from now, when we're going to meet again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Fridays, Sundays, 8 p.m. is usually when we meet. So check us out then. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so here we are back at the channel, and like I said, I made this Learn to Play Piano series for quite a while. If you're looking for me playing a set of blues improvisation, I made a video 4 years ago where I played the blues. I'm not going to play the sound of the video, but I want to point something out here. Take a look. 3 years ago when the channel first started, I don't think Shesk is here tonight, but take a look. It's Shesk. He commented on this video like way long ago, so he had been part of the channel for some time. If some of you don't know, Shesk, along with Rich, were some of the first students to attend the live stream, which I started a little bit later. Oops. Let's get that back up here. Okay, and then I went on eventually to start making music theory videos, and you can just kind of follow the timeline by looking through the set of videos there. Uh, you know, and I kind of found that over time that students are really looking for, lessons for beginners to not only learn the beginning stuff, but bridge that gap between becoming a beginner and becoming something more. So as I kind of learned that the videos had changed, I did a couple of not cover videos, but like tutorials on how to play certain songs. And I kind of decided to get away from that, only because it kind of conflicted with what I wanted to do with the channel. Now, in the beginning, I filmed the entire thing. Actually, we can see from this video here. on a Canon. I have it right here, actually. Hold on. Okay, I used to film everything on this Canon camera right here. And I don't really use it much anymore, although I am thinking about making it a camera for videotaping the pedal, which there's very few lessons on YouTube about how to use the pedal on the piano. And I think it's because it's a little hard to film, but I do have a camera for it now. This is the first one I did. And the process in which I used to record videos was pretty lengthy. I would record in individual clips and then like stack them all together. I didn't really know how to video edit or anything, but now I stream everything pretty much live and then, kind of clip it together to make the lesson. So things have evolved quite a lot between back then and now as far as the technology goes and the process in which I make the video. So if you take a look here at the first lesson, this is probably more interesting than me than anybody else. But, I say a lot. I still do that sometimes, but in the beginning, when you're first talking to a camera for the first few times, it's really, really awkward because it's like talking to a person, but not. It's an inanimate object and that it can't talk back to you. So it's a little bit awkward talking with inflection or talking with meaning without just sounding like a rehearsed speech, which is kind of what these first few videos were. I kind of wrote everything out ahead of time and then I kind of rehearsed it back, which sounds a little bit wooden and stiff, and it was actually really, really hard to do. Now I just rely on my own teaching, and then I do think of things ahead of time a lot of times, but I'm not so stuck to a script because that's just really hard for me to do. It's just better that I have an outline, and then I kind of improvise around that. All right, Chris is back once again. Barbara's grandson. Perfect. Let's see. Let's get some more people in here. Let's see. Everybody's talking about some sort of seventh chord. Dave says, Tim, I just want to let you know that I've learned a lot from the cadences you taught me to learn. A big thanks. Very welcome, Dave. So glad that you found that useful. Let's see. I love Tim as a great YouTuber. Thank you very, very much, Sam. Okay, well, that's really all I have to say about the channel. I want to know, do you have like a question about me making these videos, about the channel in general? I guess I could talk like a little bit about what I have planned for the channel. But really, the timeline is that I started this back in 2013 as a way to give beginners a way to learn piano from the very, very beginning and have all the lessons they need in between. And then in end of 2013, I made the website pianolessonsontheweb.com, which I'll talk about in a little bit, where I actually started to make online courses over there. So if you really like what you see over here on YouTube, you're really, really going to like what you see over there. So that's what I did. And then in what year it was last year? It's 2016, if you all remember, which many of you probably don't, but Rich probably does. I started the live streaming, which was really, really awkward at first. The first live stream I had was really, really bad. It had a lot of problems with it. The sound cut out, and I wasn't aware. And I remember Rich in the comments being like, this is just, like this sucks so bad because I can't hear you. And I just had no idea. I forgot to, I didn't have it all set up like I do now, where I can see in the chat if people can't hear me. So it was kind of a disaster, but I kept going with it. We only had maybe 5 people show up to each live stream, if that. Sometimes 2. I even in the beginning had to cancel a couple live streams because I started the live stream and like 10-15 minutes in, we had like nobody there. So we've grown quite a lot in terms of the live stream since then. All right, anybody have any questions about the channel? I know you all want me to teach something, I'm sure. But like I said, we will get back to that on Sunday. Hey, Norris is back again. So does anybody have any questions about the channel? And then I guess I'll open it up a little bit early to questions about music at all. While the questions are coming in, let me walk you through what I have planned for the next few weeks. So if you go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, which I mentioned earlier, and you go to community, it's a free page on the website. Scroll down, and as you can see, on Sunday we are back to our regular lessons talking about the common problems when learning piano and how to fix them. So they're just the most common problems I witness when people are learning, and I'm just going to address how you go about to mitigate those and learn piano, nice and smoothly. And then the following Friday, like I said, we meet Fridays and Sundays, 8 p.m. We're talking about the easiest pieces you can learn by Chopin. We had one of those by Bach, or for Bach, about last week, I think we did that one. It seemed to go over really well. People seem to really like it. So I'm doing the same thing with Chopin. A lot of people think that Chopin's music is really, really difficult, and it is, 99% of it. But there's a few pieces in there that beginners can learn, from there. Oh, my cat. So what's going on with your cat, says Norris. My cat passed away, unfortunately, on Monday. It's actually been kind of a rough week. I think I got a little bit sick after that. My voice isn't quite all the way back, but unfortunately my cat did pass away on Monday. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, let's see. Let me take a look back at the comments. Okay, Shade says C, E, G, B is C major 7th. Correct. B flat is... It's not C major dominant 7th. It's just C dominant 7th. So C, E, G, B is C major 7th. Let me play it here. So C major 7th. And then that's C dominant 7th. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. Graham says, very sorry to hear that. That's sad about your cat, says Trudy. Thank you very much, everybody. I had him for 19 years. So I was a youngin' once when I got him. And I've had him for a long time. I grew up with that cat, and he meant a lot to me. So it was pretty sad, but he did die of old age, so can't do much better than that. Tim, I do think it is very necessary for everybody to learn piano by ear. I hope you would make a lesson on this topic soon. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I do have that down on my topics list. I also need to make a lesson about relaxing at the piano, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll just have to save that for one of our lessons later on. I'm just trying to think whether that would make a whole lesson, or whether I can put it into like the lesson we're doing on Sunday about correcting common problems. Because I know quite a few people have said like that when they're playing piano, they start tensing up, and they need some tips on that. And sorry if it sounds like my voice is going out. It feels like it is. Like I said, I think I was sick, and I might still be a little bit, but I feel okay. I don't feel sick. I just a little bit of scratchiness in the throat. Okay. Yeah, thanks everybody. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I really have anything else for you. Let's go back here. Back to the calendar really quick. Let me show you. So after the easiest pieces by Chopin, I'm going to give you 3 exercises to learn to improve your two-handed piano playing. And then the next lesson on the 3rd, I can't believe we're talking about the 3rd of September now. I remember I was talking about August and back in June or May, and be like, I can't believe we're talking about August. But anyway, how to fill in chords for a melody is on September third. So basically, if you have a melody on top, how to choose the chords to go on the bottom to go along with that. Okay, Abigail says, sorry about your pet. I hope you have pictures. I don't have a lot of them, to tell you the truth. But if I find any, I will share them with you. Let's take a look here. Fireflower says, I'm a recent subscriber, but I want to say that I'm thankful I found this channel. Thank you very much, Fireflower. I had piano lessons before when I was younger, but stopped. Glad I found another teacher. Very nice, Fireflower. Thank you so much. You've been a great student with us ever since you joined us a couple of months ago, I believe. So thanks, everybody. Cheryl says, Tim, I'm going to be signing up for private lessons. Any suggestions on what to look out for in a teacher? I'll still watch you, though. You were my first teacher. Thank you very much, Cheryl. It's great that you could find a private lesson teacher. The thing I can tell you is that you want a teacher that works for you. And I think at the first lesson, you want to let your teacher know, what your goals are for the lesson. Do you want it to learn, more casually, or do you want to be pushed? Do you want the teacher to push you with more and more difficult things, or you just want to maybe push yourself a little bit, but only learn, so much so to where it's still enjoyable. So think about those kind of things, about what you want to get out of the lesson, and just let your teacher know, and let your teacher know like what kind of music you like. So a lot of times with the teacher, it's whether the teacher's goals, not goals, but goals and personality match your goals and personality. Sometimes you can have a good teacher, but it just kind of conflicts with your personality and it just doesn't work out. So it's just something you'll have to kind of find out with time. It's very hard to figure these things out just with like a phone interview or something like that. You kind of have to get to know the person a bit. But I would look for, and now if they have credentials, like if they went to a music school or something like that, or if they've been teaching for a decent period of time, those are bonus things to look out for. There's still some good teachers out there who didn't go to college for music, but they still, have a natural ability at teaching. So just because they don't have a degree doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad teacher, but it is a bonus to have those things. I feel like it's helped me a lot as a teacher to have, that degree and that experience. So it's all about what you want out of the lesson. But I would it's really helpful to let your teacher know how you're feeling about the lessons, what you want out of the lessons, how you feel about the pieces you're playing at that time, any problems you may be having, whether you're having trouble, staying motivated, things like that. The more communication you can have with your teacher, the better of a job they can do for you. Because within, half an hour, however long your lessons are, them just sitting down with you for that period of time once a week, they can figure some things out, but they can't figure all the problems you'd have out. Some of the things that only come up during practice. So I would say just form good communication with your teacher. Which actually brings me to a good idea, which would be a lesson about things to go over with your teacher. Okay, Graham says, I was watching another YouTuber and he was talking about the circle of fourths. Could that be a lesson one day? Yes. I kind of went over this in my circle of fifths lesson, but I could certainly go over the circle of fourths. I kind of did like a side note in that lesson about the circle of fourths and how the key signatures all go up a fourth. If you don't know about this circle of fifths lesson, which I would recommend you watch first anyway, but yeah, I can do a circle of fourths lesson for sure. So if you go to YouTube and you type in, I actually think if you just type in circle of fifths, I show up pretty close to the top. Yeah, I'm just number 3 here. Right there, how to master the circle of fifths and your key signatures in one lesson. So just type that into YouTube and look it up. But I will make a lesson on the circle of fourths as well. Okay, let's take a look here. Dorota says hello or hi. Welcome out, Dorota. So glad you could come out with us again today. Cheryl says, Tim, I'm going to be. Oh, I already answered that question. Let's take a look here. Hi, do you remember me? Congrats, by the way. Piano Challenges, I do remember you. I don't remember exactly what stream you were on. You might have even been in the last stream, but I feel like it was fairly recent. Circle of Force is pretty much the same as a Circle of Fist, but you move counterclockwise. So very well put by Rich. Very true. I still might make a video on it at some point just to kind of clarify a little bit, because in my Circle of Fist video, I just like kind of mentioned that really, really quick. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. That's really all I have for tonight. So I'm really just taking questions at this point. Like I said, I wasn't going to teach a lesson today. I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit about how I started the YouTube channel. Okay, let's go to, well, some more questions are coming in. Okay, so if you don't know by now, I have a website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, where I have a lot of courses that I've made. So if you like what you see over here on the YouTube channel, you're really, really going to like what we have over there. So it has the same sort of instructional videos that you can expect from the YouTube channel. Of course, they're all exclusive to the website, but they're organized into courses. So you're not only going to get videos, but you're also going to get printable sheet music, assignments, real songs to play, and a lot of other things to help your learning much, much beyond YouTube. You can take a look at what courses we have over here on the website, but one thing I want to tell you about is if you go to the Buy Courses page, you can get them into course packs, and you can obviously view what courses come with each pack, which will give you a great deal. You can get multiple courses in one pack. This pack has 4 courses for basically just a little bit more than usually what one course would cost. So take a look over there. Use the code YouTube to get 15% off any order of courses. That includes individual courses or the course packs that I have mentioned right here. And then, of course, there's also the all course pack. We're going to get all the new and existing courses for a set price. And then you can, of course, use that 15% off code YouTube on that one as well. So I just want to let you know about that. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, Hayaku says, do you have a set schedule for your releases, or do you make the videos by ear? I assume you just mean, like, do I make them, like, on the spot? So I plan them out ahead of time. And this is a great question, by the way. If you go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, you click on Community, we have the calendar of what we're talking about in the next few weeks. Now, I do have a list of lesson ideas that's much bigger than this. Basically, I have a list of lessons ideas, which I basically got from students who attend the live stream here, but also ones that I think would be good, and also based on like how other lessons are doing. Like if somebody made a lesson about arpeggios and it did really, really well, even if it was another YouTuber, I would look at that and say, okay, well, maybe I can make a video not just about arpeggios, but like how to apply arpeggios to improvisation and make a video on that. And sometimes that's how I come up with a video idea, because you don't want to just make the same lessons that everybody else is making. It is good to kind of borrow ideas and look at a lesson and be like, you know, I never really thought about making a lesson on that before. But you don't want to just copy them, because first of all, it's just not cool. I mean, but and second of all, people aren't going to want to watch a video, like 2 of the same exact video. But if somebody sees, all right, you know, this video is about arpeggios, and then, oh, Tim's is about how to apply arpeggios to different situations, then they'll go for that. But yeah, I do plan the lessons out ahead of time. So I have a list of lessons, and then over weeks, what I do is I spend a little time each day. I try to get to it almost every day, and I'll go through the list and kind of think about each one, and I'll build on each idea and flesh out the lesson ideas a little bit. Some lessons get scrapped entirely because I just kind of think that they don't fit into the channel very well. Some ideas change a bit that I feel like they would fit the channel a little bit better. And then the ideas that kind of get filtered down, I start putting on the calendar here. But I actually have a whole slew of lessons probably until at least the end of the year for, what we're going to be talking about here. So that's basically how I do it. All right, everybody, my voice is cutting out on me, unfortunately, a little bit earlier. Like I said, I think I might have a little bit of sickness or something going on. Let's see. Sam says, shout out to Alex and Kitty Cub, his, I believe, brother and sister. And Trudy says, excellent value. I assume you're talking about the courses over on pianolessonsontheweb.com. Thank you very much, Trudy. I appreciate the kind words. Real Winslet fan is here. Hello, Tim. Hello, all. Well, welcome out to the live stream. It's so awesome that you could come out with us. Unfortunately, I think we're probably going to end a little bit early today because I don't think my voice is going to hold out. So, but I will take some more questions. We're not ending quite yet. Let's see. Barbara says each teacher brings their own slant to a subject, so watching more videos on the same subject can be enlightening. That is very true. That is very true. So it's not always a bad idea, at least with what I do in making lesson videos, to make a lesson on the same topic, but I always still try to add a different kind of value to the lesson. So it's not, don't get me wrong, they can learn about the same thing. They can still learn about, the example we were using earlier, arpeggios from my video. But, if they can say, all right, well, I can learn about arpeggios, but also this other thing, then they'll be more likely to engage with my video. But you're right. So it is always good to get a separate, another teacher's viewpoint. Okay, let's see. Sam says, I was watching Fine Brothers before I watched your stream. All right. I don't watch a whole lot of the Fine Brothers, but they do. I did like their reaction videos, the few that I did see. Okay, so Cheryl agrees. So maybe I would make a video that's pretty similar to another one that's been done already, but I like to add that little extra in there. Hayuka says, thank you for your answer. Another question is there an app or piano software that you would recommend? I tried a few, but never found any great and worth the money and the cost. I'm going to rely on the community here to hopefully provide some suggestions for you, Haiku. I don't know a whole lot of apps that can teach you piano. Now, I do have like a couple of websites I can recommend that won't necessarily teach you piano, but will teach you about the things you need to know about piano, like note reading, music theory, and things like that. And it's musictheory.net. And they actually have both lessons there. You can learn about, reading music, rhythm, steps and accidentals, key signatures, intervals, things like that. So it's a very good lesson to both learn about these things, and then you can also practice them. This website alone won't teach you piano, but it will help. Okay, let's see. Sam says, well, I'm leaving Tim. See you Sunday. Bye, y'all. All right, Sam, check you out on Sunday. Yeah, that is very true, Barbara. I agree. Oh, it's also an app. Rich is right. I think there's an app called Teoria as well. Teoria. I think it's also a website. But yeah, I think there is a app for musictheory.net. Oh no, it was right on the page here. Okay, we got some new. Cheryl says, try Tim's beginner lesson pack. Thank you very much, Cheryl. It is very good for beginners who are looking for a very core, um, I don't know, a very core set of courses that they need to learn. I'm actually starting to get tired too, unfortunately. It's been a rough week with my cat passing away. It hit me a little bit harder, actually quite a bit harder than I thought. Only because he was my mom's cat too, and my mom passed away unfortunately a few months ago. So it's still been kind of hard with that. So I can kind of feel it wearing on me right now. So don't feel bad if I start yawning. It's really great for note reading, learning chords and intervals. I think he's talking about the Music Theory app. A Flash Note Derby to learn notes on the stage. Tenuto for intervals, says a Real Winslet fan. Yeah, Tenuto. Yep. Sweet. I'll try it out. I feel like I'm a bit slow on reading chords, taking any help I can get. Do I have a picture of my cat? I do some. I do like upstairs in a picture frame. I don't know if I have any like digital photos. My brother said he had some, which I'll get from him at some point. But I don't really have any digital photos that I can show everybody right now. But he is my little buddy. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to wrap it up a little bit early tonight. Because really, that's all I had to talk about. I really don't have anything to teach you here tonight. So I just kind of wanted to do this like little recap on how it's been teaching all of you, which has been amazing, by the way. Especially the last, I think the last year, things have really started to get interesting with the channel. Since we started doing the live streaming, it's really gotten fun to where I can really connect with you, the students, on a more personal level. I can find out, first of all, I can learn you by your names and then, what you're working on, what are the things you like. It's really, really neat getting to know and learn more about the students that are out there. So I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this channel. I know I sound a little subdued tonight because, like I said, I had it kind of rough this week. But, I really want to thank everybody for being a part of the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. I know a lot of you always say very, very nice things to me, and I consider you all friends to me as well. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, everybody. And I can't wait to walk with you all towards the path of 100,000 subscribers. But the number isn't really as important as the people who are behind it. So I just want to let you all know that today. And thank you all for being an awesome part of the channel. Seriously, I would have stopped doing this a long ago if it wasn't for all of you. So thank you all so much. Okay, Cheryl says, I'm very sorry about your cat. My cat's name was Butler. My grandson was impressed that you remembered him. Yeah, so I did remember him from, I think, 2 live streams ago. May have even been last live stream. Let's see. Abigail says, when I write your email, can you send a picture of your pet? If I can find one easily, like I said, I think my brother has some of the digital copies. I kind of wish I did take more pictures of them, but I do have a couple, but like I said, they're in frame, so it might be hard to get those. But my brother sends me a few pictures. I can send them over to you. Play us out as celebration time. So, all right, that sounds good. Okay, Fuddy Duddy asks, Tim, what workstation do you recommend? Roland FA08. Let me take a look at this really quick for everybody. Okay, FA08. 88 key workstation. I think it probably looks pretty good. I mean, Roland's really never let me down with anything. So if you're looking for a workstation, which is just like for, I assume you're looking to like compose electronic music or something like that, something to like get your ideas down with different, synths and things like that, then yeah, I would go with that. I think that works fine. If you're looking for more of a piano experience to learn and develop your piano technique, you probably want to go more for like a Roland RD 700 or something like that, more of a stage piano. B flat major. All right, thank you very much, Philip. Philip says, hopefully, hope you're feeling better. I really look forward to learning to play piano with your videos and help. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody. Wonderful, Tim. Thank you. You're very welcome, everybody. But unfortunately, I've never owned the FA08, so I can't comment on it directly. But like I said, Roland really hasn't ever let me down. All right, everybody, thanks as always for coming by. I'll talk to you in the next lesson. We're actually going to meet again on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're talking about the most common problems and solutions to the problems that pianists have when they're first learning how to play the piano. So you don't want to miss out on that, because we're going to have some tasty little tidbits of information that will be very, very helpful. So thanks, everybody, and I'll talk to you again on Sunday. And thank you very much for helping us get to 50,000 subscribers. But like I said, the number isn't nearly as important as the people behind it. So thanks, everybody, for being part of our classroom, and I'll talk to you again on Sunday. Thank you so much.